Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock.
Hey everybody, long time no see. MichaelBtheGameGenie here, and today we're going to be reviewing Master of Darkness on the Sega Master System. I mean, come on guys, did you really think you were going to make it all the way through the Halloween season on YouTube without seeing my ugly mug bouncing across the screen at least once? Well, I had to do something, and I'm so thrilled that I actually got this done. This was a little bit of a cheat, and I'll explain that later, but today we're going to be reviewing a fun and quirky, albeit maybe a bit of a Castlevania ripoff, Castlevania clone on the Sega Master System, Master of Darkness. Are you the kind of person that likes side-scrolling action platformers? What about ones with a horror or gothic theme that would be perfect to play around the spooky season? Well, if I have piqued your interest, Master of Darkness on the Sega Master System may just be a game that you should consider playing. Master of Darkness is a European-only released Master System game, which is a shame because the system really could have used this release in North America. We did manage to get it on the Game Gear, but for me the Master System version is a much better experience. It was a very overlooked game, not only because it was a European-only release, but it was also released in 1993, which was much later in the Master System's lifespan and in the height of the Genesis popularity. The game draws obvious comparisons to Castlevania because of its gameplay style and theme, so much so that people consider it to be a Castlevania clone. I am not one of those people because, while there is no denying Castlevania inspired this game and certain elements are blatantly ripped off, it does some different things that make the game stand out, but not always in a good way. First of all is the story, which is actually pretty awesome. You play as a Ouija board using psychologist named Dr. Ferdinand Social, who is looking to defeat the Prince of Darkness, Dracula, who is behind a series of killings attributed to Jack the Ripper. See what I mean? While the obvious Castlevania overtones are there, there's also that element where it's almost like a Sherlock Holmes murder mystery game that really tickles my fancy. While the tone has been heavily linked to Castlevania, I would place it more in that dark Jack the Ripper period, and I have really high praise for the graphics and aesthetic of the game. The gameplay is where the game gets the most criticism as being a Castlevania clone, but let's be honest, it's a side-scrolling action platformer, so I mean, they're all kinda like this. The big difference is that the weapons are changeable depending on the power-up that you pick up. You start with a knife that I hate and gives the cane from Jekyll and Hyde a run for its money on most useless weapon ever. Luckily you can change it out for clubs and swords and other weapons that are more powerful and have a better reach. They also attack with different ranges, which is a really cool touch but can also be infuriating depending on the type of enemy you are fighting. The sub-weapons are pretty much exactly like Castlevania. You press up and attack to use them, but they have limited use and are only replenished by picking up the power-up again and not by collecting hearts. Another difference is the power-ups are potions instead of pork chops, found mostly in the masks scattered throughout the levels. See? Totally different. Nope, never mind. I just found one by breaking a wall, so it's basically exactly the same. The game controls really well, but not as tight as Castlevania. The only really good benefit of not having the exact same controls and mechanics is no crazy knockback deaths, but I'm not saying it doesn't have cheap deaths either. The bad enemies have crazy patterns, and it's going to take a while to get used to terminating them and learning how to avoid or attack them. It can be really frustrating and makes the birds and ghosts in A Nightmare on Elm Street seem like a Goomba from Mario. The stage design is where I really see the comparisons to Castlevania. While I can argue the aesthetic is different, those stairs and the way the levels are laid out scream Castlevania to me. One benefit is that unlike Castlevania, you can jump while you are on the stairs, which is a breath of fresh air. Also, the levels don't lock, so if you climb a section and fall back down, it doesn't result into an instant pit death and gives you an opportunity to climb back up. Overall, I think Master of Darkness is a pretty great game, albeit a Castlevania-like experience on the Sega Master System. It's not the best action platformer ever made, nor would I rank it near the top of the Castlevania series, but it's good enough that it merits everybody give it a chance. Master of Darkness is a unique and fun platformer on the Sega Master System that should bring you to experience the console for yourself. So guys, that's Master of Darkness. I really like it. I know it's not a perfect game, and it's so frustrating at times, but you know what? It's kind of a winner, and a shame we never got it here in North America on the Sega Master System. I mentioned this was a bit of a cheat earlier because I actually did this mini review for my buddy MichaelBtheGameGenie in another video he was doing with a collaboration, 5 games that would convince you to go play the Master System. So I figured it was a great opportunity. I got to make that video for him, which, you know, is a favor. I don't really get to make a lot of stuff anymore. And plus, I would have something done for Halloween Havoc this year. And, you know, it came right down to the wire for me to even film this part and kind of finish up the video. But glad I got it done. So, happy Halloween, everybody. Happy mini Halloween Havoc this year. I'm sorry I didn't have more time. Life finds a way. And I just want to say thank you so much, everybody, for watching my videos over the years, and being real cool and talking to me and stuff. Really meant a lot. And I'm not saying I'm going away, but you know how this is. Who knows when I'll make another video. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween Havoc. Enjoy the season. Enjoy the candy. Maybe we'll see you around soon. Ooh, a little bit of the bubbly. Hey there. Thank you for making it to the very end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, why don't you check out one of the other videos shown here? If you really enjoyed the video, you can even subscribe to my YouTube channel. And of course, if you really enjoyed the video, feel free to check out my Patreon. It would be appreciated.